Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to thank the honourable member for his speech, and I'm glad that he's looking into the situation in his riding. I would tell him that anybody who's been speaking to Indigenous people and learning about residential schools would not be surprised at all to hear this horrific news. That anybody that's been listening knows that children went missing, that children never returned from these schools, and that this was a horrific act of genocide that was inflicted by the government of Canada. I'd like to ask the honourable member whether he thinks that we should have all of these sites secured. He mentioned that he was at a former residential school site. Should all of these sites be secured, and should the government be paying for ground penetrating radar at all of these sites? And should all of the documentation related to children who died at these sites be released by both the federal government, all levels of other governments, and the churches?
So, member for Mission, Matsky, Fraser Canyon, in 30 seconds or less, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I'd like to thank the member from Nanaimo for his question. I think those are actually reasonable requests. As I previously mentioned, we need to fund any investigative work taking place at these at the former residential schools. The government of Canada should be paying for that. And again, at the end of the day, this is a crime. This is a crime against humanity. 215 lives were lost. In fact, it's actually much larger. We just haven't discovered them yet, in my opinion. And the federal government should get at the bottom of this, because every child matters. And my constituents are grieving right now, and they deserve action. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.